Hi all, I'm Nathan, I'm from Solo Christian Fellowship and I'm here to continue our 12 Days of Christmas video series. So today we're going to be looking at Luke chapter 2 verses 4 to 7. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and the line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no guest room available for them. So awesome. I really love these verses. I was obviously prepping for this, and I really felt God highlight the fact that he chose for this to happen. He chose, nothing happened here that he didn't plan for and he didn't choose, which is amazing. So obviously the prophecy said that Jesus would come from the line of David, and that he would be born in the town of David, Bethlehem. And it's just amazing how that happens. So Joseph was travelling to Bethlehem for the census so that they could count all the people of the land. So he was travelling back to his hometown, and it's amazing that God chose to be born at that specific time, that he chose that the census and the journey that Joseph would take with Mary, and at the end of that they'd end up in Bethlehem. He chose for that to be the birthplace of Jesus, where he'd come down to earth as a human. And it's remarkable to me because, he was not born in a nice room. He was born in probably a dingy, dark, horrid place where they kept animals, and that is not a place you want to give birth to a child. It's not ideal. This is not an ideal situation because they are miles and miles away from their hometown in Nazareth. And think about today. If a baby's coming, you have the baby shower, you have the cot ready, you probably paint the rooms and buy toys and stuff for the baby to play with, make sure everything is as comfortable as possible. But God chose that he was going to come down and be born in this horrid place. This absolutely, probably the most uncomfortable place that he could be born. And he was like, that is how I'm going to come to earth, with these people. And he was born into, so Joseph and Mary, they were probably really poor. He was a carpenter. He probably didn't earn a lot of money, and God still chose. It was like, that's who I want bringing me up. That's who I put my trust in to deliver me, the Son of God. And it's remarkable. It is absolutely remarkable because all the Jews, all the Pharisees, they were all expecting this mighty king to be born in a palace, to be put out, and for all the world to see him coming in with his armour and his power, and they were going to overthrow the Romans. But that wasn't God's plan. That wasn't God's plan, because he chose that he was going to come to earth in a humble family. And that's so remarkable. This is the Lord of Lords. This is God, the King of Kings. And he chose that he was going to be in this family. That just shows how much of an upside down kingdom that God's kingdom truly is. It's not what we expect. It goes against everything we see a king to be. But that was God's plan. That's what God chose. Because although he may not be rich in material, he was rich in the other in other parts, in the part that matters, and in a character. And so this story always amazes me, and I really hope I never lose that wonder of God's plan and how he chose things to happen. And yeah, so I guess the real takeaway I want from this is that nothing happens without God's plan. And this story really emphasizes that, and it's amazing. It is truly amazing. So I really hope you got something out of this video. So as I said, I really hope that you got something out of this. So thank you so much for watching, and watch this space for the next video that will come out tomorrow. And yeah, thank you so much for listening.